Welcome to the LCTV Show, a show that highlights organizations working to make an impact in the city of Lynn. Today, I am joined by Jan and Raisa from the REAL program, and we're going to just talk a little bit about what the REAL program is, how people can get involved, and their new digs on Atlantic Street. So, welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
So, for people that don't know about you guys, what exactly is the REAL program? And I know it's an acronym that stands for Reading Educational Assistance Learning.
Sure.
So if you guys could talk a little bit about that.
Yep. So the concept of the REAL program is to improve literacy. And it's specifically impacting Lynn because there's only one public library for 100,000 people. And that is not typical. And there are 18 public elementary schools, and only 7 of them have libraries in their schools. So it's all about giving children and families access to books.
Yeah, like you were saying, it's kind of sad how few reading resources there are in the city. I remember when I was a kid, my school had a library, and after I left, it didn't.
Right.
Okay. And I also remember there being a few branches of libraries in the city, and now they're all closed. Mm-hmm. And you're absolutely correct. So many people, but so little resources. Yeah. So, Jan, would you be able to let us know what your role is?
Sure. So I founded the program, and I am the executive director, which means that I do pretty much everything except for when I ask Raisa to help, but no. But no, what I do is we work with the children specifically from the Brickett School area, which is where we started in the beginning, and we are still working there with the hope to expand that to other schools in the city later on. But the idea is that we have retired teachers and other professionals mentor high school and college students who then work with the children, kindergarten through grade 3, and we have them come to the program in the after-school hours. But I don't like to call it an after-school program because that means that children need more school, and I think it's better that we think about children needing more what families can provide when families can do it. So we call it a before-home program. So children come and get extra help. They get help doing their homework. They get help, get an afternoon healthy snack. They have opportunity to work with and play with high school and college students. We be able to walk to Red Rock Park, do all kinds of things for children that have really no space in their lives to do that otherwise.
And Raisa, what is it that you do there?
Well, at the REAL program, I am the ESL teacher, which I help the parents. It's pretty much giving access to the parents of the REAL program so we can help them with the need of people knowing how to speak English. And it's really important that these kids that we have are not always translating for their parents and that we're actually helping them. And that's what I do with some other teachers that also help me co-teach. So that's what we're trying to do, to actually help the whole city of Lynn, not just like the children, but the whole city, especially the Brickett School.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into a little bit about the history of the program. So how long has it been around?
I founded it in 2013, July 2nd to be exact. 7 o'clock was our board meeting.
And she's showing off because it took her a second, but she has now said this about 4 times. You're very good at the small details. It's incredible.
Not really.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she does.
Well, anyway, so I come from a family of educators. My mom started what is now Beverly Children's Learning Center in Beverly, and I had the Learning Tree store in Danvers and Stoneham for over 22 years, so I met a lot of really great teachers and parents who came to the stores to help their own children and their classrooms. And when all those libraries closed is when the economy went down in 2010. We had to close our business, and I learned that there is another opportunity for me to do something in this city, and I have basically been here ever since. I've come to love being here. So I teach at North Shore Community College as well in the early childhood department, and I am able to work with children from the children at the real program right on up through college students at North Shore Community College, which is pretty spectacular. How it started was because I was looking not to start a nonprofit, but looking to improve literacy, because I saw that there is a huge need, and there's a city here of huge potential,
Yeah.
and the potential is the children, and that's what I see that I hope to be able to make a difference in terms of giving other people the understanding that children are a really, really important investment.
Oh, yes.
So, talking about the individuals that you guys have helped, what grades do you guys help with in terms of children, age range, families? How many people have you guys helped over the years, do you think?
So, just in a ballpark, we've probably helped around 400 children since we started, and many of the children stay with us for many years, and we actually prefer that, because we can make a bigger impact and be a longer-term impact on a child's life that way. The other part to that is families become part of our family becomes part of their family, and it's a way of really building and strengthening families and community we do over time.
Yeah.
So we've given out over 75,000 children's books since 2013 here in the city of Lynn, and those are all donated from people all around. Some come from within Lynn, but mostly they come from outside of Lynn to give to the children.
And what kind of book, like young adult, children's?
Children's books
Children's
mostly.
books.
Yep. Yep, I call it Zero to Twilight.
So age range, what would you say is the age range of the people that you guys have helped?
So particularly we focus on kindergarten to grade 3, and then we have, in the summertime, we may have children a little bit older, and when the parents have English classes, oftentimes they'll have younger siblings, so we'll have younger siblings there as well. Our hope going forward is this summer we hope to include a new initiative of having a kindergarten readiness program for 15 children who are scheduled to attend the Brickett School in September. And the reason we'd ask them to come is because there's a big need for more preschools here in the city, and the idea is that these children have had no preschool before they've gotten to kindergarten. And I don't know if you know what a kindergarten teacher does in a day, but they're kind of like superheroes.
Yeah.
You know?
They do a lot.
Yeah, I'm not familiar exactly, but I do know they
can
do
imagine.
a lot.
They do a lot.
And a large number of the children come without having any English either. So
Yes. So that's extra work.
yes.
And that's where you would come in.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the ESL program. Is it just kids? Do you got the whole families involved?
So what we're doing right now, it's trying to help the families of the children that come to the real program. And usually we don't say, you need to come, you're forced to come. No. If we say, we have English classes, would you like to come? So they come to the English classes, and then we'll prepare something depending on, the levels that there are in English. And then from there, their children are playing, doing what they need to do during the program time, and then at the end of the day, around 4:30, they take their children and have a great dinner, right? But we're planning on extending this, not just for the parents, but also for the city of Lynn. That will be like one of the goals that we're planning on doing. Not just for the parents. Your children won't have to go to the real program, but if you are from Lynn and you want to learn English, then we'll be able to do that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is.
So we've already kind of touched on it a little bit, but what are some of your current initiatives that you guys are working on? So you have like the ESL program. You talked about giving away the books.
Yes.
So what kind of, you already covered what kind of books you do, but like where do you guys give out the books? Do people just come to the program? Do you go to schools? And there's also, if people have noticed, when you drive around, you might see a little house-looking thing. It's the little free library. So if we could just touch on where the books come from and where you guys can get them.
So for the most part, the books are donated from large greater Lynn community. I happen to live in Beverly, and as I noted, I had a store before, so a lot of people know me from doing that. So they have learned that I will help give out books that they either have retired from teaching or their children have outgrown. So we're able to get those. And then in our distribution channels, for the most part, are in the 23 or 4 little free libraries that we've helped established around the city. Some of them are in waiting rooms at the Lynn Community Health Center. Some are at St. Stephen's Food Pantry, the Farmers Market in the summertime, the little free library in front of our Payne Family Literacy House, which is our new home at 17 Atlantic Street. So lots of different ways.
Yes. Or you can come to the house and get a book.
And we'll talk about the house in a little bit, because you guys just moved in pretty much.
Yeah.
So one of the other things that you guys are doing currently with students is homework assistance. So Raisa, would you be able to talk a little bit about that?
Yes. Well, we help these children. They come, they get their snack. They wash their hands first, sorry. They get their snack. After they get the snack, they will start doing their homework. Usually we have a lot of volunteers doing this. Not just, we have mentors, volunteers, and we call them interns, the students that are almost going to college, or maybe they are around, I don't know, high school, I will say. So they come and they help the children. Since we have that many volunteers, then usually they work to like one-on-one range, or maybe 2-3 students the most, because there's a lot of people helping then. And we also have the retired teachers and people who are teaching already. We also have students from other colleges that come and volunteer, so we see how these children are getting all the attention that they can get. So it's always all the time. They do their homework, and they also have the opportunity, if they're done quickly, they can either do some art with another teacher that always comes on Wednesdays usually to do art, or they can play a game with an intern with them, or they can also, when it's a nice day, we walk to Rec Rock Park, and they have a blast.
Yeah, and that's great that you guys are incorporating other things into it too. Like, the art is fantastic. And being able to go outside to Red Rock, which is a beautiful place.
Yes.
And you had touched on them being able to have healthy snacks and whatnot. So in terms of that, what kind of food exactly do you guys offer? And
So since I've started doing this, I've been working with a partnership of kind with My Brother's Table. And we get always some fresh fruit. We give the children drinks of water. One of the things people don't recognize is that our children in general are dehydrated because they don't drink water, and we need to be able to have them understand that water is good for them. But the fact is, whatever else we have, there's an apple or an orange or something like that. And they don't often get a lot of fresh fruit in their day, so they're very excited about that. As we get into our new house, we're going to be able to provide family dinner time, where once a month, each of the initiatives that we have will have a family dinner at the house where we can build community together. And that, we say that once a month, but with all the initiatives we'll have, it'll be every week.
Well, they'll be able to have cook meals, because we will have a kitchen and everything, so that'll be great.
And families will be able to participate with us doing that. And we have a very diverse group of families as well. So we'll be learning about each other's cultures that way as well.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah. So your member base is pretty reflective of the city, so you have all sorts of different cultures.
It's actually an incredible reflection of the city.
Yes.
So you guys could potentially be having these dinner nights, and you could even maybe theme them and have people bring
Yes,
stuff in
because-
from the different cultures, which would be
Yes.
fantastic.
Yep.
Potluck.
Because the educational part's good, like the book smarts and everything, but also like the cultural education.
Yes,
Absolutely.
it's
It's
very important.
great that you guys
and
are
just
trying to
learning about
touch into
people,
that.
when you learn about people, you're inclined to look out for other people. So
I think your world spans. That's how I see it. Because we have families from all over we have families from Algeria, Morocco, not the Dominican Republic, Guatemala, El Salvador. So imagine, you have so many. We also help people from China.
Cape Verde.
Cape Verde, yeah. So
Haiti.
Haiti, yeah. So we always have all kinds, because the city of Lynn is full of. It's very, very diverse,
Right.
and we are lucky to have that.
Yeah.
And you guys have touched on it a little bit before too, but you guys are planning to expand your services. So what are some future things that you guys are planning on doing? And with some of those things, is there an expected launch?
So the intent is to have a readiness program for kindergarten that we've
No, you can
I
keep
can
going.
keep talking. So anyway, the kindergarten program, kindergarten readiness program, in the fall we plan to have a preschool for 15 children for ages 3 to 5 years old, in addition to our before home program in the afternoon hours. We are expanding the ESL to Wednesday nights and Saturday mornings to be able to offer them to people from outside of the families. And we are also looking to expand, kind of a new launch is our best practices in teaching and learning is by having community college and other colleges in the area have the opportunity to provide a space where they can see typical children behaving and teaching going on, so that they learn how to do their teaching through their field placements, through observation, and that kind of stuff, which is not an easy thing to find when you're teaching education around here. So, then we're also going to be doing some mindfulness kinds of activities and
Yoga
things.
classes, Zumba classes.
Zumba, mindfulness,
Yes,
book discussion groups.
yes,
So more of a community center in some ways.
yeah.
Yep.
And having this new location is opening you guys up to all these
We
possibilities.
could not possibly do it without
Yes,
that.
without it, yeah.
And actually, Steve, if you could put up the picture that we have, you can actually see the new location. Not that one, the other one, sorry. So it's at 17 Atlantic Street. You guys have put some work into this location, and it's starting to show it. This is an older picture, so if you go by now, it looks a little bit nicer than even that, which that even looks pretty nice.
Yes.
So you guys are actually calling this the Payne Literacy House. So why did it get that name?
So the Payne Family Literacy House, that's that family piece again. Brad Payne is a board member of the REAL program who, when we were struggling the last couple of years trying to figure out where we would be to do our work, after just doing a strategic planning session, trying to cement ourselves in the community has been an important endeavor. And so Brad actually, he and his wife asked if they could buy the house as a property investment and we could then rent from them. Would that be a good idea? And we all agreed that would be a fantastic idea. So now we have the opportunity to be in this beautiful 1859 house, and you come into a space where we're right on the first floor, and we have the opportunity to use the outside space for, in the backyard, we're making an outdoor classroom instead of swing sets and slides. We are having a mud kitchen for children to be able to make mud pies, and a stage for the wannabes, and you know, a little foursquare and basketball section, and a fairy garden for them to be able to play with, some raised box gardens. We've got some new seedlings I just got from the food project here in the city. We try to partner with as many other nonprofits as we can as well. And so Brad Payne and his wife are committed to what we're trying to do as well, and they don't live near here, but Raisa now lives at the house, and she is part of the team helping to take care of things in addition to her ESL. And she's also a student at Salem State in her master's degree program.
So you're really busy.
All right.
It's awesome that you're able to do all that. That's a lot.
I know. It's a lot, but I mean, it's doable.
And we were talking before, so you guys put in order to actually have the program operate there, you needed to do some improvements to the place, like a handicap ramp, a fire sprinkler system. Yeah. And you guys were talking to me before, you guys are looking to raise money for that. Yeah. So why don't you let people know how they can help?
So one of the things that has to happen in a place where you're taking care of children, and of course safety is the utmost concern. A fire sprinkler system, of course, is a very expensive endeavor, and a house built in 1859 is a fair bit of nooks and crannies. So, so it's a huge, huge investment for us to be able to do. In the range, when we're done with that piece, it will have cost us $60,000. And of course, we actually have not been able to work with the children while we've had this build-out going on. So as soon as we can get ourselves up and running again, we can start to build our programs and be able to write for grants. But at this point, we can't, because we have to be able to pay those bills. So the main thing is that we would like to start July 9th, and we are happy to have sustainable kinds of donations of even something as small as $10 a month, which you can do through our website. Or you can also, a check can be written to the real program, and we're a 501c3. So it is all recognized by the government as an official nonprofit organization.
Right. And that information should be flashing at the bottom of the screen as we're talking about this.
Good.
So speaking about fundraising, every year you do the Real Night Out.
Yes.
So, Raisa, would you be able to talk about this event? Where and when is it going to happen in 2018? And what can people expect at it?
It's October 20th. Oh, good. October 20th is the Real Night Out. It happens every year. And what we do on that night, we're able to invite everybody to come. And the families get to come to the Real Night Out. And it's an option, so they start, Jim, why don't you get in that one? It's a little hard for me to explain all those little details, but keep going.
Okay. So because our program is all about literacy, the idea for the Real Night Out is we center our theme on children's books. And we have tables for 8 invited, and they have a table captain who builds their table decorations around their favorite children's book on that subject. Last year, we honored Don Kelly of Beverly. He's been our MC for the last 3 years, and his background is transportation, so we had books about transportation. This year, our theme is going to be on houses and homes, so we don't quite have our honoree yet, but it might just have to be Mr. Payne, since he's given us a home.
I think so.
So, yeah.
That would be appropriate.
It would be appropriate. It would be appropriate.
It will be appropriate.
So anyway, it's a really fun night. It's not too expensive for people who want to be able to support us, and it is a lot of fun.
Yes.
Kelly's Roast Beef is our caterer, and they make that donation to us every year, and the food is amazing food. Yes. We do, the children come and do a little bit of entertainment, and people then get to see how the children know how to behave in terms of coming in and shaking hands and giving eye contact, and the kinds of things that our children don't always get that kind of opportunity.
Not only that, but people who donate that don't really see their kids get to see their kids and really see, okay, oh, these are the kids that we are helping. You know, it's
Right.
not just like magically, and
Yeah.
we don't know where the money's going.
Right.
They're actually helping the children that come and their families, that they actually have a place in there.
Yep.
So we'll probably have you guys back in a couple of months to talk more about the event in depth.
Nice.
But we only got a couple of minutes left.
Okay.
So people that want to have their children involved in a program, or if they want to volunteer with a program, what do they need to do to reach out to you guys?
Honestly, it's email or text, or send us a message of some kind, or call us. And we're happy to sit down and talk to you and basically show you what our new place is like. And this Saturday, we will be having our big event as a ribbon cutting ceremony on June 9th at 12 to 4, where we're having a block party. And many people can learn more about us that way. There's going to be ice cream and popcorn and Chinese food and face painting and singing. Carolyn Cole's going to be singing with us. And
Carolyn's fantastic.
Carolyn is fantastic, and it's going to be loads of fun. Raisa will be singing.
No, I'm not.
Cultura.
You'll be fantastic too.
That's right. Cultura Latina's coming and
Yes.
doing some salsa dancing with us. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yes.
So.
And you guys are always looking for volunteers to help out
Yes,
too.
absolutely. People who are committed to helping children have books and the opportunity to learn to read and read to have fun, that's absolutely key.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining me
Thank
today.
you.
So again, that's the Real program. If you guys are interested, reach out to them. Information's been popping up every now and then. Thank you again, Jan and Raisa.
Thank you.
That's it for this episode of the LCTV Show. Thank you very much for watching.